Hi everyone, it's Karen here again with 10 new mistakes or misconceptions that people believe about mixed media and art. My first video that I did was very successful, and I really got a lot of comments and appreciation for how much it helped people to really start a new page or to just stop feeling bad about themselves and just starting and creating and experimenting and not having that fear. And some people suggested some new misconceptions that people have. And I thought, you know what? I already have 10 more. Let me do another video with the same misconceptions and what people believe about mixed media, about art, that it's really just not something that they should believe. I mean, you can believe in anything you want, but I really recommend people to just go for it. So if you watch my other video, which I will link below, you will see that I actually ended up having 11 of them and not 10, because I thought of one at the end, which was patience. And people think that patience is something that is not needed or is needed. Patience is a very big thing for mixed media, and that's going to be my number one for this video, just because I really wanted to emphasize on it again. It's really hard for me as an artist and just a mixed media artist to just have a lot of patience, and that's something that you really should have when you are experimenting. And that's really important, because patience, not only patience on letting things dry, yes, how you have to be impatient in that sense. You have to let the modeling paste dry, and that takes a long time, and you want to get going and finish a project and have an end product, a result. And sometimes you need to let things dry overnight. But mainly patience about just knowing how to get, doing things, meaning, so let's say you're just learning and you're just beginning and you want to be as experienced as somebody who has been doing it for many years. So that patience over the years, that comes with just continuing to experiment and doing things that you love. If you're going to want to get results right away, that's just not going to be something that's going to happen in anything, not only in art, not only in mixed media. There's something that you have to practice, and you have to learn the formulas and just in experiment. And if you're not doing that, then you're not going to get the results that you want. So having patience, not only in letting things dry and when you're applying the paint, but also having patience in letting things happen and letting things go over the months, years, days, and just learning from other people, and then eventually getting good at what you do. I mean, good, I'm saying it because every person is good in their own art, but just having that patience to wait until you learn the concepts of the formulas and what to experiment with what and what to use with what, and that just comes from time and experiment. So that was my number one, which is patience, and I'm going to go to number two. People think that they have to just have everything. Like somebody comes out with a new product and you immediately have to buy it. No, you know what? That's not a very important thing. You should just buy the essentials. You should have things that are essential to you. Things like gesso, modeling paste, paints, a few paints, some texture paste if you really want to go, or some things that are just essential that you need to create with, some sprays. But other than that, all the other fluff and buff that you have everywhere, that everybody, every company comes out with something new, you don't really need that at the beginning. Really, at the beginning, you just need the essentials. You need paint brushes, you need like a palette knife, you need some modeling paste, some a couple stencils and things like that. And I did have another video where I listed my 10 most favorite tools. And those are, like, when I meant my most favorites, those are the essential tools. I should have maybe written as an essential tool and not so much as favorite tool, because that's really important to just have essential tools that will help you with things. So that's number two. And then I'm going to go to number three, which is buying inexpensive products. So people think that they have to buy these really expensive products. No, you know what? If you're starting out and you're experimenting and you don't want to waste expensive products, go and try out things from the dollar store. There's lots of paints from the dollar store just to try and experiment. If you're going to do art journaling, for example, like those for Americana dollar paints are perfectly well. Same with like if you do like jelly printing, you could use those, or even just to make marks on your pages or to cover chipboard, like meaning you don't have to spend money on expensive products at the beginning. You should just go ahead and start with inexpensive ones. Maybe get yourself a couple of expensive ones, and then that really works that well because you can then experiment and learn the techniques, and then buy yourself the expensive products when you really want to actually use them and you know the formulas of how it goes. Now for number 4, using recycled materials that are from home. And that's a really thing that people believe that they could just have to like buy all these like really expensive things, like metals, flowers, and things like that. No, you know what? There's really a lot of materials you can use from home that can create amazing texture, amazing things. You can make flowers out of basically paper or cloth or everything, recycled material. You can just use any type of recycled material as a substrate. You could use it as an embellishment. You could use it to use texture. And I actually have another video on my YouTube channel, if you go check it out, and I'll link it at the bottom, on how to create 30 ways to create texture. And a lot of those are just recycled materials from home. And that's one of the hacks I also had in another video, where I just use a lot of different recycled materials in my art. So that's a really important thing. People think they have to buy these expensive products, they have to buy these expensive embellishments, and you can just really use a lot of recycled materials like tape, masking tape. You could use cheesecloth, fabric, nuts and bolts, and different things like that. And watch my other videos so you'll see, all the different textures that you can create using some recycled materials. And then number 5 is somebody suggested this one. This is Teresa Peterman. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. And she suggested something. It's called that. She says that use your best stuff first. So a lot of us have been buying things over the years. So if you've been doing crafting or experimenting for many years in mixed media and art, you accumulated a lot of things. And you buy, every time you see something new, you want it and you want to buy it. And then it sits on your shelf and you don't try it at all. And she said, you know what, as you're getting older, and it's really important to just use your best stuff first. And why she says it's because, you know what, now for 2 reasons. She said it was really cute. The first one is that you don't want it, like when you're older and it just, first of all, things dry out and they go bad, and you will just wasted your money because it didn't. And also, if you have, like she was saying, she had maybe some health issues, and if you wait until you're not using it, then when it's going to be sold in a garage sale for a penny or for $1, and that's not really what you paid for. So the suggestion was really good, and I just thought it was really nice that she said that, and it makes sense. And I really appreciate that she said that, because I agree with her. You should use your best stuff first. If you buy expensive things, use them. Don't let them sit there. Just go ahead and experiment. You can always buy more. But if you don't experiment now, it's just going to either dry out or it's going to sold many years from now. And I'm saying many years because I don't like talking about death, but for many years from now, it's going to be sold in a garage sale for like a penny. So it's not worth it. You might as well use it now. For number 6, another person suggested to just keeping things organized and knowing where everything is. So as soon as you know where it is, you go and you get it. And I wish I knew, I can't remember the person that suggested it, but you can go back on my other video and you can see the person that suggested it. I feel bad I don't remember people's names. But she just said that you should always know, I'm not a very organized person in terms of my craft room. If you see, it's very messy. I just try to hide it behind this camera. But if you ask me where anything is, I know exactly. And my husband has been funny enough to actually do that with me sometimes, where he asks me, okay, where does this go? And I just know exactly. Or he takes something out of a drawer and I know exactly where it came from. So you should really know where things are so you have easy access and quickly when you need it, and you don't have to wait. So that's a really good tip. I guess this is more like a tip and not so much a misconception that people have, but still something good that I thought I should mention. Another thing is, and this you're gonna, and for number 7, and this you're gonna learn more with experimenting. And this is why I say just experiment, experiment, experiment. It's like people think that they should just, that there's no science to this, or no specific ideas about this. But mixed media, you need to know your formulas. You need to know more or less what goes with what. And this comes from experimentation and from learning from other people, from watching their YouTube channels and things like that. So that's really important to do, is to just experiment with different formulas and see what works for you. Many different products go with each other, but at the same time, many different products don't go with each other. And that's really important to just, when you're experimenting, you're going to learn by doing that. And also, you're going to learn from other people that already have that experience. For number 8, and this is similar to something I said in the other video, and it's about taking a class. And before I mentioned how like people are afraid to take a class because it might look bad on them that they're taking a class and that they're not good enough. But there's another reason, which is the one I included in this video, why people are afraid to take a class. And especially as soon as this happens to me a lot, as soon as people hear mixed media, they are completely afraid of taking a class. They think it's this hard thing that they cannot do, and they're so afraid they don't even sign up without even trying. And they don't realize how easy mixed media is, how easy it is to learn. It's almost like, I always say, like kindergarten. So I really encourage people to just go ahead, sign up for a class. You never know what you're going to learn, and it's going to be an amazing experience. So don't be afraid to take a class. Sorry, number 9. The misconception that, well, it's not more a misconception, it's more like I find that a lot of people are afraid to get dirty. I know mixed media sometimes can be messy and dirty because you're using a lot of sticky products, but look, there is gloves. A lot of people put gloves on if they don't want to get sticky and messy, but it's something that, some people are too afraid to even try because they don't like it to be all over the place, to get their desk dirty. And I just encourage people that they should try. They should get messy, and you can always clean it up. There's always solutions to cleaning up things, and there's always gloves and aprons that can protect you, and you just should go for it. So that's another thing, a misconception, that people just don't want to try because they might get dirty. And I'm just saying, you know what, go for it. Who cares? You can always clean things up. And number 10 is something that another person suggested, and it's basically not being afraid to ask somebody how they did something. Again, I don't remember the person who suggested this, and I should have looked this up in advance. But not being afraid to ask somebody how they did it. Message them privately. If you don't want to do it in a public forum, like on YouTube or on Facebook, then go ahead, message them privately. Most crafters, and I see most crafters and artists are very helpful. I don't want to say everyone, because I've had some experiences when people have not wanted to share things with me, but I am the type of person who always shares, so feel free to message me and ask me questions. I'm always open for answering and helping people, and there's a lot of people out there that are willing to help and are willing to share their ideas. So not being afraid to ask people how they did something, how they created a project. So I think it was Nicole that suggested this, but I don't want to say it's her just in case I got the name wrong. But you can go look back in the video and see who suggested what. I thought these suggestions were amazing because they really helped me create one more video with some new mistakes that people feel about art and mixed media. And I want to continue to encourage people to, not be afraid, and not, like, have patience and know that things are going to come along and you're going to be able to learn. To, buy a few products and, use their inexpensive products from home, to use recycled materials, to, it's something that keeping organized is an important thing. Some people are very organized. Some people don't know where their things are, or knowing your formulas, which comes with time, but you will learn by learning from other people. And go take a class. Don't be afraid to go and try. You never know what's going to happen. And don't worry about getting dirty. There's always a way of washing your hands, protecting your clothes, or wear something that you don't care about, and just go for it. And really not be afraid to ask anybody for help. There's nothing wrong for asking for help. It just means that you're just learning. And I tell this to my kids as well. You shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. Help is really important because you cannot learn without asking for help. And I find this a really important tip to just help everyone. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can and explain anything, and I would love to help you. Thanks so much. Bye.